Hello, my name's Ben Hooley. I'm an illustrator, I'm a forever DM, and I'm making maps to show you, specifically for Mythic Bastionland, a role-playing game by Chris McDowell. In the last one, I showed you how I'd stitched all my realms together, and then I'd made this artifact, a map that was maybe a thing within the game, something that the players, as their characters, could look at and gain some understanding about the world in which they were adventuring. We started with the hex map, and then this is really just a short video to show you the process that I went through to turn that hex map into a world map. A world map specifically made in Rubia, which is the realm that the knights are questing in. I start off as usual with a blank piece of paper. It's not blank, it's incredibly textured, and it does all of the hard work for me at this point. All of this kind of stained vellum or paper effect gives some kind of legitimacy to what I'm doodling on top of it in a kind of cack-handed way when in Photoshop. And immediately I start drawing on top of the hex map, so using that as a transparency, and I begin with the water, and then I fill in the water and make it look like a pretty sea color. Getting rid of the line then makes it feel like it's been painted onto that old paper, that surface. Then the terrain that I put in first is the mountains. I want that to look as if someone has painstakingly painted all the mountains in the world on this bit of paper. And afterwards, the trees. Now, I don't know if you remember, but in the hex map, I decided that the trees needed to be done in a variety of different ways before I found one that I was happy with. And this map is no different. I wanted it to be something that maybe the artist in this world, this fictional artist who created the map, Cartographer, had created. And now, how am I going to do the trees? Oh my God, so difficult. I don't want to paint a million trees. How many trees are there in the world? Instead, they perhaps used this green dye to stain areas of the map that had significant woods and forests on them. So that was my solution there as well. And I think that the laziness of this fictional cartographer paid dividends in the way that this looks. I like it. So then we go and we have a look at how I'm going to portray the holdings. And I decided that instead of having just buildings on the map, as I have done in the hex map, it's going to be more about the power. It's going to be more about showing the power of this ruler, this house pyre who rule Rubia, and it's going to sort of try and big them up in the world. And so we've got this huge crest, which actually occupies, a quarter of their realm in the world, obliterating kind of a lot of the other things. And of course, 10 times as big as all of the other crests as well will be for all of the other holdings in the world. I added some decoration to the sea at this point, make it a bit more map-like, add some pattern and texture, and then also some borders on the map, as well as along the torn and old ripped edge to make it feel a little bit more authentic. Some decoration on there that, again, reflects the house, the noble house that had the map created. We show all of these other tiny little coats of arms, all of the heraldry, all of the sigils for all of the other noble houses in the world. And of course, compared to Rubia, compared to House Pyre in Rubia, they're tiny, they're insignificant, even if some of them do own 3 or 4 or rule 3 or 4 holdings. The Rubians consider them to be insignificant. Perhaps one, their main ally, the House Cyrus on the southeast coast of their realm, is slightly larger than the others, so notable, but yeah, not as big as Rubia. And I'll deal with all of the art that I've created for the sigils, for the heraldry, in the next video. But this is really just to show you how I got from the hex map to this artifact. One thing that you can't have on the hex map is text. And although I haven't named all of the islands on this map, I decided to scrawl various names across the map just to give it that feeling of it being an artifact, that it means something to someone. And maybe it'll mean something to my players at some point in the game. We'll see. Anyway, until next time, thank you for watching.